Sheriff, tell me what's going on here.
This morning, the Sheriff's Office executed a drug search warrant here in the 2000 block of the Great Road here in the Fieldale community. Our narcotics investigators developed probable cause that drug activity was occurring here. So our SWAT team come here, we executed this warrant, secured the house. We have 2 individuals that are currently detained that we were located inside the house.
Right. Males, females?
2 male subjects.
Okay.
And already the search has yielded a fair quantity of narcotics, illegally possessed firearms, and a large quantity of U.S. currency we believe to be the proceeds from drug dealing.
Right. Have you talked to the neighbors yet? Because it seemed like to me the neighbors seemed to like this more than anybody.
Yes, we have spoken with the neighbors out here.
Right. What are they telling you?
Obviously, they're pleased we're taking another drug dealer off the street.
Right. Now, the roundup, I mean, we one in Bassett, one here in Fieldale, and now this one. I mean, is this an effort that you've been concentrating on trying? I mean, is this going to be a regular thing?
This will be a regular thing from now on as long as I'm the sheriff of Henry County. We will focus on taking the drug dealers out of our community one at a time. I'm not going to try to fool anyone to think we can ever end the drug epidemic here in Henry County. I think we're past that, but what we can do is our part to try to clean these streets and these communities up one at a time.
Right. Well, at least get us. I mean, I think we're in statistics. We're like number 1 in the country or something like that. I mean, you think you can curb that?
I don't know about the statistics. I feel comfortable saying we're not number 1 in the country or even the state for that matter.
Okay.
But I do feel like continued pressure on the drug dealers, we can absolutely curb the drug sales here in Henry County. And that's the first step. There are a lot of addicts who suffer from drugs, and that's as a result of these drug dealers.
Right.
So this is the first step to cleaning up our communities. These people are out here, they're poisoning our family members. They're killing people in our society. I know that all too well, and it's our goal to do our part to end this drug dealing.
This morning on our show, we had a caller call and say, "Hey, this is just one of the things you can do. What else, are you doing?" Because we keep hearing about rehab and things like that. I mean, what other things? They said this is the hammer, but what else can the sheriff's department do to help even rehabilitate?
So once we've taken them off the streets here, and they're incarcerated in our adult detention center, that facility is built with a host of programs. So even for the drug dealer, there's options inside there. They can get their education, they can get their GED, they can get workforce certificates, they can learn trades. We're working to get our work release program up and running and partner with our community, corporate community partners, provide a labor force to them while these inmates are learning a skill. That way they'll have something to get to when they leave here. We have comprehensive rehabilitation programs inside the adult detention center. For the first time ever, we have our own behavioral health case managers there. We have 2 of those individuals,
Right.
And they work with people about the trauma associated that caused people to go to drugs in the first place. They work with them on rehabilitation programs, and they prepare them for reentry into the society. So we're doing a lot of things on a lot of fronts. We're not just fighting drug dealers here on the streets. We're working with people inside our adult detention center so they can learn trades, they can get an education, they can get the therapy and rehab they need so they can be prepared to reenter society as very productive citizens.
Right. Do you think if they use some of their creative skills in selling drugs and turn it into a viable job, that they might be just as wealthy?
Oh, most certainly. Many of these people are very smart,
Right.
And we're thankful to have the opportunity to help them learn new skills, get their education, and have the rehab opportunities inside the adult detention center. And that's very valuable to us and our community, our loved ones who've found themselves on the wrong side of the law.
Right. Do you ever go in the adult detention center and talk to some of these folks?
Oh, most certainly. I'm in there regularly.
Right. Right. So, I mean, I think on the rehab in the past, people looked at the sheriff's office and said, well, do they really mean it? Yeah.
Absolutely. That's the number one thing to reducing recidivism, so these people will stop coming back and being repeat offenders. So we do value those programs tremendously.
Right.
I've told you before, my own sister died of a drug overdose, and I wish she'd had access to some of these programs. Maybe she'd still be here with us today.
All right, Sheriff, but for folks that say this is going to end November, what do you say to them?
I say they're dead wrong. They don't know me. This will continue.
Right.
As long as I'm the sheriff of Henry County, this will continue.
Right. You think we'll see 1 or 2 of these a month?
I can't give you a number. All I can tell you is when these incidents are reported to us, we'll work on them one at a time, and every time we develop probable cause, this will be the result.
Right. How involved should neighbors get in trying to get evidence? Showing that this stuff's going on.
So obviously I don't want them involved in getting evidence. We don't want neighbors to become part of law enforcement. But what we do want them is they can anonymously report the things they see. They know when there's someone out of place in the neighborhood. They know when the traffic volume is too high. And they see these things and will recognize them well before we do. And we ask that they report them to us. And they can do so anonymously through the Martinsville and Henry County Crime Stoppers line as well.
How do they do that?
The Martinsville and Henry County Crime Stoppers line. It's available on the Sheriff's Office Facebook page. Okay. It's also at the bottom of every one of our media releases. And they can also use our new Citizen Connect portal where they can go on and they can file that information anonymously online as well.
Right. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you, Charles.